I like actually can't tell if what I'm wearing even matches. I like to think it does, and in the mirror it does, but when I'm sitting here looking at the screen, I don't think it matches very well. But I know that green and red are colors that go together. And it does have like green in it. It's like a different color green. Now that I'm holding up my arm, I feel like it really doesn't go together. I'm trying to start dressing like trendier and like nicer and stuff, because literally all I wear is like athleisure stuff. I literally live in yoga pants. They're literally all I wear. I don't wear anything else when I'm like at home or like even when I go out. Like I rarely wear jeans anymore. I used to live in jeans, but now like I only wear yoga pants. I don't know. I'm just trying to dress cuter and like trendier and stuff, and I don't know how. Hey dudes, a while ago I said that I had a paranormal update, but I didn't want to do it for a while because I didn't want them to be too close together. I've had a few experiences since the last video that I posted, and I just wanted to wait a while so that it didn't seem like I was just having them all the time, because the truth is I don't have them all the time. They happen over a period of time, but I understand that if you upload too many close together, it looks like you're like making it up or stuff, and I just want to avoid the confusion. So I figured I'd wait a while, and I'm glad I did, because actually something happened to me last night. I guess I'll just start out with the last one that happened. So this was back in May. I got home and I was the only one here, and I was coming upstairs to get changed and pack a bag to go over, I think, to my mom's house. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, this was like months ago. I don't remember exactly where I was going, but I know that I was packing a bag. When I got home, I just let my dog out. I didn't turn on the TV because I know that I wouldn't be there that long. I didn't need to turn on the TV for anything, so I just walked past the TV and walked upstairs. While I was in here like putting stuff in my bag, I realized that there was something in my stream room that I wanted, so I walked over there. My stream room is right next to the stairs to go downstairs, so like here's the stairs and like here's the door to the room, so it's like right next door. It's like right next to it. As I'm passing the stairs to like reach out for the door, I hear music coming from downstairs, and I just hear this like blaring music coming from downstairs. It sounds like the TV turned on. It's playing some old song, but it's skipping a bit. Like, you know, like if like a record is skipping, or like a CD, even better, a CD's skipping, like how it sounds. It kind of sounds staticky in between some of the words and stuff. That's what it sounded like. I know that when the song was playing, I knew what song it was, because like it was a song that like my mom used to listen to a lot, or probably still does. But right now, and like even shortly after the incident, I could not remember for the life of me what song it was. So I can't tell you guys what song it was, because I really don't remember. Even when I told my dad about this, like he was even like, what song was it? And I was like, I don't know, but I know that I knew it. Like I know that I've heard it before several times. So I hear that, and my first instinct is that my dad got home and he started turning on the TV, because when he gets home, the first thing he usually does is turn on the TV. So I was like, Dad? And I didn't hear anything, and it kept skipping. I was like, Dad? I didn't hear anything. So I was like, okay, this is weird. So I open the door to my stream room. I go in. I'm like kind of like weirded out, because like my TV's playing downstairs alone and I didn't turn it on, and my dog's next to me and my cat is sleeping in the corner of the room, so it's like nobody could have turned it on. I go into my stream room, I take whatever I need, and I start to back out thinking like, well, let me go see what's playing on the TV. And the second I leave the room, I hear it turn off. And so now it was on for a little bit, and now it's off again. And now I'm like freaking out. I like cautiously walk downstairs and I kind of look, and like obviously nobody's down there because I'm home alone. The soundbar to my TV is just on, and it says ready. Like ready question mark, like ready. And so I was like seeing that some technology turned on, I was like freaked out, and like my mind now was going to like, is this paranormal? At the time, I wasn't 100% sure if ghosts could interact with technology. I now do know that they can, but at the time I was like, maybe, I don't know, but I didn't have another explanation as to how it turned on by itself without anybody there. So that was kind of like freaking me out. So like I just got my stuff together and I left, and then that was the end of that experience. And I told my dad about it, and he was like, oh, that's weird. He even kind of was like, I don't have an explanation for that, like Mr. Skeptical. He didn't even have an explanation for it. The second thing that's happened since my last update didn't actually happen to me, it actually happened to my dad. Every Saturday is when I see Alex, and we usually alternate like going to each other's houses. We do live like a little bit of ways. We don't live too far away, but we do live a little bit of ways away, and so we usually just alternate. Like he'll come here one week and then I'll go to his house next week and then he'll come back, like, you know, like, so it's like every other week we switch off, or every week we switch off. There we go. That specific Saturday I was going over to Alex's, and I didn't sleep over. I did come back, but usually when I don't spend the night over there, or like he doesn't spend the night over here, we stay at each other's houses until like 1 or 2 in the morning and then we go back. So it's like we stay late, but we don't spend the night. My dad, he goes to bed super early, usually around 9 o'clock at night. That night he said that he got home from work, he was just like hanging out with like the dog, watching TV, and then he went to bed like usual around 9:30 at night. When I got home, I like went to bed, and then I woke up and my dad was like kind of freaked out, and he was like, "Ashley, the weirdest thing happened to me last night." And he's kind of smiling like this like weird like something happened to me smile, and I was like, "Yeah, what is it?" He's like, "So last night I was sleeping. I went to bed at 9:30 like I usually do. I woke myself up snoring around 11. He's like a person who snores really loud, like really, really loud. And so sometimes he wakes himself up snoring because of how loud it is. So he said he woke himself up snoring, and at this point was pretty awake because he usually wakes up like a few times throughout the night. Usually it's like around 11, and then I think like 2 is the other time, and then like he usually sleeps until 6 and then wakes up. So he usually gets up and is kind of awake at those times, but he woke up and he noticed the time, it was 11, and he rolled back over, and when he was just kind of like laying there, he heard my voice say, "Dad." Hearing my voice, he assumed that I came home from Alex's early. He knew that it was weird that 11 o'clock, like I usually don't come home at 11 o'clock. He sat up in bed and he was like, "Ash?" And he didn't hear anything. So he said it again. He was like, "Ash?" Didn't hear anything. And then he got out of bed, walked to his door, opened the door, and nobody was in front of it. He opened the door to my bedroom. I wasn't in it. He walked to the window in the loft, looked for my car, and my car wasn't there. So clearly I was not home, and he heard my voice talk to him. So he told me that it was super, super weird, especially because of that one time that I told him that I heard him say Ashley in his voice, and he wasn't awake at the time. So the fact that it happened to him after it happened to me, like a few months I believe in between, he was quite freaked out. But I think he was like excited because like it happened to him. I don't know. I'm assuming it's the same thing that mimicked my dad's voice, mimicked my voice to my dad. So now it's not just targeting me and my sister, it's also targeting my dad. That really freaked me out when he told me that. Moving on to the third thing that happened to me, and honestly, I can honestly say that this is probably one of the scariest things. I don't know, when you hear it you're probably like, that's not that scary, but to me it is scary. On nights that I stream or don't have work the next day, I usually stay up pretty late, like I'm talking like 2, 3 in the morning. And at this night in particular, I believe it was like 1:30 in the morning. I came into my room and I was kind of just like sitting on my phone, talking to like friends and stuff, and then I put my phone down. And so I laid down and I was just kind of thinking about like normal thoughts you think about before you go to bed. And literally, I think like a minute after I had put my phone down, I hear a knock on my door. So I hear just like that, like loud, like is anybody there type knock. You know, like if you're trying to get into a door, loud knocks to let them know that you're there. And I kind of sat up and I was like, "Dad?" And I didn't hear anything. And if it was my dad and he'd knock, he would have said something. I know that it was 1 o'clock. My dad is asleep. He usually doesn't get up until like 2, like I said. Something knocked on my door to try to get in. And so now I'm scared and I just kind of like hide under the covers and I go to bed and it's fine. That was in May. So that was, I know it's in May because I told my friends about it over Discord and I looked it up to get the exact time frame. It was the end of May that happened. And then in June, so it was about like a month in between, I was laying in bed. Shortly after I put my phone down, I hear a knock on my door. And instead of loud 3 knocks, it is just like this. Really quiet knocks. So first one was like knock, 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 like let me in, like, hey, I'm here. Clearly that didn't work for me, I guess. Like I'm assuming that that's what it was. Like they tried the the hard knock at first to emulate a human, I don't know. And it didn't work, so next they try a softer approach. Like that. I hear it and I sit up in bed again, and this time I just kind of wait, because if my dad, I know my dad, and if he needs me, he like knocks, and it's usually Ash, or especially if I say dad, he'll respond. He wouldn't just knock and then just turn around and leave just for like shits and giggles, you know, like he doesn't do that. This time I'm kind of pissed off, and I tell it to go away, because this is the second time it's knocked on my door, and I'm done with it. So I'm like, please leave. And I don't hear anything else. So nothing happened for a while, because after that second knock, me and my sister decided that we needed to get our my dad's house saged. So we actually had my mom's friend come over and like sage the entire house and get rid of anything and just replace everything with like positive energy and high vibration, so that nothing would happen for a while. And it didn't until last night. Last night I was home alone because my sister was at my mom's house and my dad was in the city. So last night I was alone, like I said, and I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth. So I was standing at the mirror brushing my teeth. I had the door open. I kind of turn, and out of the corner, half corner of your eye, I don't really know, because it wasn't just the corner, it was like more like corner and half. I see a black shadow just kind of move past the door, and it was a very clear dark shadow move past the door. So the second I see that, I just reach over, I shut the door, and I lock it, and I'm just like sitting there like stress brushing my teeth now. I start texting my friend on Discord, and I was like, I just saw this, and I'm freaking out. And so I was like, hey, can I call you, because I'm scared to walk back to my room, because now I'd finished brushing my teeth, I'd finished washing my face, whatever, wash my face. I had to go back to my room now and go to bed, but I was scared to open the door because I clearly saw a shadow. They were like, yeah, so I called them up, then I walked to my room, nothing's out there. I kind of like, I open the door, I look both ways, there's nothing, and I just go to my room and I shut the door, and then I'm like, thanks, and then I hang up, and then it was fine. Nothing else happened after that, but like I said, that literally just happened last night. I have not seen a figure in so long that it was really kind of freaky, and by kind of freaky, I mean really freaky. I think I've mentioned in the past, but seeing things is the thing that scares me the most. I don't like having clairvoyance. I don't like seeing things I'm not supposed to, or even that I'm supposed to. I don't like it. That is one like psychic gift that I don't care to have. I don't want to see things. I don't want to have things walk up to me, walk past me, standing menacingly in the corner. Like, I just don't like seeing things. So that really freaked me out because it hasn't happened in a while. I was hoping that it was done, and it happens again, especially in the same exact position that it happened last time. Like, I was in that bathroom and I saw it in the mirror in like the hallway, and now this time I'm in the bathroom and I see it walk past the door. So I don't know if it's the same thing. I don't know if it's a different thing. I don't know if it's the same thing that went away and then came back. I don't know what it is, but it was really, really scary. I'm glad that like I'm not home alone tonight, so we good. Even though it's really not gonna help if I'm not home alone, but I think being home alone scared me more. Maybe I need to sage again, because after seeing that shadow, I don't like it. And people are always like, well, was it a good shadow or a bad shadow? And the way that I tell is if I'm scared of it. And after seeing that, like, the first thing that I did sense was fear, and I think that's why I shut and locked the door so quickly after seeing it, was because I was so scared. So to me, that tells me that it was something to fear. But then again, I hate seeing anything. So I just wanted to update you guys, because I know that you guys are interested in hearing what goes on in the house. As you guys can tell, not a bunch has happened in the past few months, but I just felt like it was enough to share now. I do think I'm gonna sage probably this weekend, just because I've gotten to a point of where like I just don't fuck with it anymore. I don't want it around me. I never really wanted it around me, but like at the same time, like, you know, it's like interesting to experience things, but like now I'm just like, just leave me alone, just like get out of here. I hope that my experiences were explained in a good way. I feel like I haven't made one of these videos in so long, so I forgot how to explain my own experiences. So I hope I did them justice. I hope you guys could understand and paint a picture in your head. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye everybody. I think they match. Like, look at, I think they match. I hope they match. There it is.